ready now.
As survival horror enjoyed something of a renaissance in the 2010s, many saw frictional games as the figurehead of this new movement with their Penumbra and Amnesia series on PCs. But luckily, Soma would finally bring their brand of scares to consoles, swapping the castle setting for an underwater facility and replacing the more direct scares with psychological frights, though the former isn't entirely abandoned. While some of the mechanical components aren't quite as fleshed out, the excellent storytelling and absorbing setting combined with a morose atmosphere which consistently leaves you unsettled, making this one worth a punt. Simon Jarrett, a seemingly normal gentleman in 2015, survives a car crash but remains with serious injuries to the head. A scan from Dr. Munchie seems like it could help, but after blacking out during the procedure, Simon awakes to a very different scanning room. An underwater facility that's been overrun with robots with sentience, dark forces which seem grotesque in nature, and very little human contact. Only able to connect with Catherine Chun, Simon is left to explore this hellscape without much help. The slow burn story is fantastic, benefiting from stellar voice acting and a smart script which balances narrative efficiency with the exploration of more complex themes such as posthumanism. Surprising twists are genuinely hard to figure out, and the constant sense of dread heightens every action.
All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
On first glance, Soma seems similar to Frictional's previous work, though there are some key differences. A first-person horror game, you're tasked with navigating through dark environments while often working mechanical objects or finding key items to unlock a new path. One of the first changes is the reduction of inventory management, as rather than balancing key items in a limited space, you often find the key item you used is dropped after use. It slightly quickens the pacing, though some of the brain teasers you need to solve can still leave you stumped, especially with such dark lighting. Soma takes around 12 hours to finish, and with plentiful hidden story details and key items, be it diaries, pictures or written documents to find, a second run may be worth it too. That is, if you can bear its dark atmosphere. But like a good horror, the world you inhabit pulls you in, despite how morose it can be. The underwater facilities are appropriately claustrophobic, with narrow corridors connecting dimly lit offices, unnerving machinery rooms, and sometimes just empty spaces which prove weirdly unnerving. Rare treks into the open still feel tense, as poor peripheral vision and Simon's constant breathing, along with a cleverly used heartbeat which leaves you tingling with a touch of dread, prove unsettling. That's not accounting for the game's main antagonistic force, a disturbing tentacled threat which seeps into the pores of the world, tangling up man and machine without much distinction, leading to some gruesome scenes. Soma is at its best when these elements come together, helping create a darkly captivating world you'll want to explore. There are only a few moments when this one stumbles, and it usually involves enemy encounters. Like previous Frictional games, combat isn't an option, and stealth will be your best friend. Unfortunately, these moments feel like arbitrary changes of pace rather than a necessary diversion, and often break the pacing of the game when you have trouble avoiding them. Their high-pitched screams, screen-distorting effects, and unsettling designs are cool in a way, but they still feel forced in. When you take damage, Simon's vision becomes blurry and starts to limp, which on the one hand is realistic and adds a tension gain, but on the other, it slows down his movement considerably, and the effects strain on the eyes. In 2017, a safe mode was added to the game, which decreases the threat and interruptions of these creatures, and let's just say, it's a welcome change.
Catherine? Be quiet! Don't look at it!
Soma looks the part, benefiting from a number of visual tricks that add to the immersion. Lighting feels spot on, creeping around corners when stuck in dimmer locations. Environments boast plenty of interactive objects and a futuristic aesthetic that mixes retro-style computers and modern machinery to great effect. The only noticeable dings are some serious stuttering, usually when transitioning to a new area, but otherwise the visuals are on point. But more impressive is the sound design, a cacophony of unsettling murmurs, crashing jump scares, and powerful music which heightens and precipitates with beautiful efficiency. The voice work is strong, with Jared Zeus capturing an anxious uncertainty with his delivery that matches the fish out of water narrative perfectly, and the mature script explores sci-fi tropes with more grace than some games. Soma works really well as both a deep dive exploration of sci-fi tropes and a scary survival horror that proves morbidly engrossing. Frictional Games' penchant for excellent sound design, narrative strength, and chilling moments shines through immensely, and the submerged setting combining with futuristic motifs works splendidly. Only really undone by some technical hiccups and unsatisfying stealth encounters, the pros of this one far outweigh the cons. Fans of both survival horror and sci-fi would likely enjoy this one, and those wanting a bit more narrative heft to their experience will find a lot to like here too, provided they're ready for some real scares.